Awaiting orders.
There we go. How's that for timing? Awaiting orders. Indomitable Immobilizer. That's our flagship at the moment. So what are we looking at? Oh yeah, today's progress or goal is to expand our little empire. See little green hexes there? That's our. Oh, there's Mrs. Gimpy. See, start talking about her. She comes home. I should probably turn the camera off before she does something not appropriate. How's that? Just total timing. Anyway, as I was saying. So again, the goal today is to actually it's to save up our money, enough of it to seriously start considering about getting a Star Destroyer. Star Destroyer is running about 80 million currently. We're at 29, so just under 30, somewhere around there. Anyway, the green hexes. These are actually sectors that belong to us. What's in them? Not a lot. Nobody wanted them. They were neutral. But look, Dagobah's one of the ones next door to us. We'll probably take this one today too. So how do you take sectors in this game? For those of you who don't know, all the hexes, these are sectors. They are controlled by various factions, usually one faction at a time. If it's a specific, color, that's the color of the faction. If it's gray, nobody owns it. So that means you could take control of it. You could actually, and Mickey comes here to bark. You could actually try to take control of any of the colored sectors. The way you do that is you have to build these special buildings on a space station. In this case, let's see what we're looking
Awaiting
at.
orders.
Look at this defense platform. Okay, so this is one of the things we built over in Triton, which is one of the sectors we now control. That building right there, the admin center. There's different types of these buildings. They're all the same thing. They're all admin centers. And once you have one of these in a sector, if you have the most admin centers in a sector, the sector belongs to you. Thing is if you do that in somebody else's territory, they might get a little upset. Just say it. They might get a little upset. So the best place to build these stuff, if you're intending to take the sector, is neutral. Of course, unless you're at war with somebody, then you can, build as many as you want or need. You can't have an empire without bureaucrats. No, you cannot. That's why it's an admin center. So, and this is actually a defensive platform. This isn't a factory. It doesn't. The only thing this place is actually producing is solar cells, because I put some solar panels up there just because I could. That's a storage area for the cells to go into. Little hats up there are defensive stuff. They're actually large turbo lasers up top and shield generators up top too. So little spheres, those are the shield generators, and then you can sort of see the turrets there on the top too. I wish it wasn't all white, but that's what it is. And these are heavy turbo lasers. They're basically for shooting down big ships, not so much fighters. But anyway, so that's that one. And then the little things, these are just discs. These are the same idea, except that they only have 2 heavy turbo lasers, some shield generators, and then they have 4 quad lasers for shooting down, again, heavy turbo lasers, one up top, one below, shooting big ships. The little quad turbo lasers shooting down fighters. So you have 2 up top here and 2 down below here. So go that way. Can I have octuples on the space station? No, you cannot. Hey, Vegan, welcome back. Happy Saturday. No, I think these are they actually made some changes with this update. Like this is, I think, these are the biggest turrets, heavy turbo laser turrets you can have on a station. They're specifically designed for stations. As you can see, they've got 3 barrels there. So they will do a little bit of hurt, I think. We haven't had a real test of them yet, but he's back there. Or he was back there.
I'm gonna go take him in for an animal.
I was asked to drop my cargo.
I hope everybody heard what Mrs. Gimpy said about the dogs, but we'll see. Anyway. So, Again, these are little defensive platforms, basically is what they are. They come in different shapes. So defensive modules, there's your admin center. Basically, if you want a station for taking control of a sector, you need to do admin center, and you probably want to put some defenses on it, to keep it safe. These are docking areas, which you need to build no matter what. For every station, doesn't matter what its function is, you need at least one docking area for it. In this case, we've got the docking platform, which is 4 medium spots and 12 small spots, and then we have the 2 piers, which are these things poking out here. These are for large and extra large ships to dock if they need to. And eventually this station will be selling energy cells if it hasn't already started, which it has not. So eventually, it'll start selling stuff once something comes out here far enough to look for it, because we're pretty far on the fringe, really. Actually, we're not that far, but we're fairly out there. So I actually we have one defensive platform there, and then we have an actual factory here in Triton. Still in the process of trying to decide what I want to do with it. Are we going to make it a big station or just leave it as a little tiny thing just to be here? And you can see we've got some defensive stuff here, and then you can actually put guns in these storage containers too. This thing holds up to 16 small lasers, basically for defending itself against fighters, and also has shields as well. So it's got 8 banks of laser turrets, laser cannon turrets, and 2 on each bank. So, and I put a batch in here, and I put another one on the other side. That's why there's light green right now, because the turrets are still being built. So. And how's this station actually doing? It's not doing anything right at the moment, really. Mainly because I haven't really given it any support ships like mining ships and transports. I think that's accurate. Yeah, we just have one transport that's bringing supplies to the station to get everything built, but we don't have any transports for selling stuff or miners for bringing in resources to produce stuff. We'll get there eventually, probably later today. And so that's one of that's that system, and then this system, Alderlawn. This is a mining or resource sector. So it's got basically all the resources you can get: helium, tibana, gas, or ice, methane, rhydonium, or in silicon. So you need all those resources to make everything you need to make. The downside to the sector is because it's on the edge, it's subject to little invasions or obscure, or I don't know what the right word, invasion, I guess, minor invasions from the Yuzhan Vong, who are the bad guys for everybody. And so it'll be interesting from time to time. I've already seen, when I first came in here, there was like 12 of their little ships floating around. We just come in and we kill them all. And then a little while ago, we had to kill another dozen or so. They came flying in, but the station was already basically ready to go. It's a information to be easier. He's already pretty much ready to go. He's got 76 quad laser cannon turrets for shooting down fighters, and 44 of 46 have been built for the static station batteries. So those are the heavy turbo lasers, which again, not useful against fighters, but if anything bigger shows up, this thing should hold its own. To put this in perspective, how many is 46 turbo lasers a lot? Well, we can actually compare that to a Star Destroyer, because I can actually see what that one's going to be like. So remember, what was the number? 46? Something like that? That's not right. So, Imperial Star Destroyer 1. That was just a high preset. It has 8. It has 8 heavy dual turbo lasers. So that's effectively 16 turbo lasers. Keeping in mind, each one of those turrets we were looking at before had 3 cannons on it. So put that in perspective. Star Destroyer has a whopping 16 barrels, basically. That station had 24 barrels on just one of the top sections, because it was 4. No, sorry, it's only 4. It's only 12. There's 12 on each one of those little top caps, and we had 4 of those caps. So that's 48 right there. And then yeah, so you need a Captain Fenny. No, unfortunately, you cannot name people in this game. It's there's no mod for it or anything. That's just the way the game works for whatever reason. But you can have octuples on an imperial. Well, somebody can. I can't. The Imperial 2 is only available to the Galactic Empire, and the Galactic Empire is not my friend. Faction stuff. Galactic Empire, -15. They don't like me. Why don't they like me? Because I'm friends with their adversary, the Imperial Ascendancy. And that's how, and factions, your relationship with factions matters in this game. So if you make friends with somebody, you make enemies with their enemies. So it's the Galactic Empire, they don't like us specifically just because we are friendly with the Ascendancy. New Republic, Rebel Alliance, they just don't like us because we may have done some stuff to them in the past. Corporate Sector Authority, same difference. We did something to them. We took a ship or so. Independent Commerce Guild, same difference. Mandalorian Death Watch. They don't like us because I think they don't like the Ascendancy. You can actually look this up if I remember right. Yeah, Mandalorian Death Watch does not like them. So, and Galactic Empire, of course, New Republic, Rebel Alliance, Valerian Syndicate. So basically, the Imperial Ascendancy's enemies are not our friends. Basically, is how it works. They're not our enemies yet, but they don't really want anything to do with us either. As a result, so. And there's the same, the Imperial Star Destroyer 2, not available to me because it's only available to Galactic Empire. And let's see, the octuples, technically, was it 8 barrels per cannon on that thing? And there's 8 cannons, so 64. Yeah, that one's a little scarier. The Imperial 2 is a very scary ship. It's got a little bit more firepower than the Imperial 1. So there's that. Oh, look, bad guys floating around. TST. Why are you guys red? TST. TST. Twin Suns Transport Service. They must have done something wrong. They've done something to go red on us. Where's he going? Oh, Mercenary Lancer. He probably is trying to shoot down one of our ships, or tried to, and that's why he's red. He's going after our stuff, isn't he?
Lancer patrol craft.
Not sure what he's gonna be doing here. He must have been trying to, like, bounty hunt us or something. He's a good pilot. He's a very good pilot. Let there be captain. There can't be a Captain Fenny. We can name ships after people, but we cannot name people after people. The names of the people are fixed, unfortunately, without having to go in and play with the actual files and stuff, which I'm not going to do. But we can rename stations and ships. But I'm not renaming stations. I'll rename a ship that's not already named after somebody, though. This guy does not know how to fly. How drunk is he? It's kind of early to be drinking. What's he doing? I've never seen a ship have this much trouble flying around a station before. Oh, his turret there is going crazy. What's he targeting? 2 of my ships are in the area.
I was asked to drop my cargo.
What's this guy doing? And this station is my scrap facility. It does have, I think I put guns on this thing to defend it. don't know what this guy's doing. He's not hostile anymore, so whatever it was that triggered him is done. Anyway. Do they put guns on it? I do. We've got 56 quad laser cannons on this thing to protect it. Oh, and also we did that's not what I wanted. We have habitation modules on some stations now too. So little circles are. People live in these. These are habitats. So we actually do have crew on the station. Or people living there. An actual workforce. Current workforce is 2,718 people out of a possible 5,200 maximum capacity, although we only have enough jobs for 4,200 people currently. So, and once you do have people on the station, you do have to provide them with food and medicine. So, how do you do that? Well, you can either have it grown and produced right there on the station, or you can have people bring it to you and buy it from them. Indentured workers? No. No, I think they come here of their own free choice. Say, look, expected change plus 48. So, population is going to produce 48 for the next cycle, however long that is. And what's the point of having people come to the station? Because it increases your production. Like the amount of people we have currently are increasing our production of Durasteel plates by 1,260 per hour. Prefabs, we don't know how much, I don't think that's mattering there. But they have that there. And then another station we have people at is Sullust. Sullust has a slightly bigger habitation area. Not by much, just a little bit. So this one. And we've got lots of room to expand. I figure I can go at least another level up, and I don't know how many going down. At least 5 or 6 at minimum if I use this type of spacing, which I don't even have to. These things will actually stack right on top of each other. I don't even need the spacer. I can just duplicate these and just stack them all the way up. So we've got lots of space for people. Question is, do we want some? Anyway, on this planet, at this station, we are actually producing food for them. There's our food rations here. Medical supplies, producing, what is that? 8,952 per hour. Food, 25,000 per hour. So I think what we're doing, we're producing all the medicine and food we need for that other station too. I think this station is sending them food. I'm pretty sure they are. And this is our main factory. It's producing basically almost everything. I think I'm missing 3 production factories. So we're doing that. And this workforce, as you can see, a little bit bigger. Current workforce is up almost 5,300, maximum 7,800. Current optimal 7,464. So if we start building more factories, we're going to have to build more housing. No big deal. No big deal. How's this thing actually doing money-wise? It's kind of flat at the moment. That's cycle. Stuff goes in cycles. But still, it's in the last hour of game time. Actually, it's not even an hour. In the last 30 some odd minutes, it's gone up from just under 1.5 million to about 3.5 million. So that's not too bad in 30 minutes. There's a lot of transactions going on. That's good. That's just the station. So we're happy there. What else? Our fleets. Our combat fleet. Oh, that's right. It got a number of new ships now. So our flagship currently is still the Immobilizer until we can get to the Star Destroyer. So that's our flagship. That's down over in the combat area down here, where the bad guys are hanging out. So these guys are just... I brought them down here until the station was built. So they don't actually need to stay here anymore. We even use them to explore everything, see if there's anything interesting in this sector, but there's not, other than the resources. So we don't really need to stay here. And this little circle globe thing, this is just we're telling the fleet to protect this area. So if any bad guys fly within this area, they go after it. Although the station is more than capable of taking care of itself. Right? Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. So we got that. So what do I want to do with them? Oh, sorry, I was talking about ships. So mobilizer, we bought that. We had that for last week, last Saturday. I picked up a Lancer. A Lancer is a Mandalorian ship. How do we get a Mandalorian ship if the Mandalorians don't like us? Well, we ran into them in the middle of nowhere, and they had a choice. They could either walk through space to somewhere friendly, or they could die a horrible flaming death in space. They chose to leave their ship. So we got a Lancer. And then I bought these Raider missile corvettes. Technically, the title is Raider Corvette, but I learned a nice little thing this week about the Raiders, which are a medium-sized ship. And I guess we should look at that real quick so you understand what I'm talking about. So the Raider. The Raider Corvette has always been kind of on. They're not super impressive gun-wise. And I found out why. The reason is because they're not really a gunship. They're a missile boat, or at least they can be a missile boat. The High Preset, this is their stock, most expensive build you can do without doing any type of any modifications. It comes with 4 quad laser cannons for shooting out fighters, 2 concussion missile launchers for shooting out fighters, and then 2 light turbo lasers, which give them a little punch with fighting ships of their own size. Nothing special. It's not a lot of guns. I mean, it's enough. It's good for shooting down fighters. That's what it's good for. However, I found out when you actually start customizing stuff, playing around with the turrets, you can change this set of guns to a missile launcher. You can change this set of guns to a missile launcher. You can change this one to a missile launcher. Oh, look, that one's already a missile launcher. Oh, look, you can change this one to a missile launcher. That one's just a turbo laser, and so you got to keep. Oh, that's a missile launcher too, and 2 lasers. So 2 of the turbo lasers have to stay, no matter what. The 2 light turbo lasers. So your ability to have unlimited fire against fighters is severely cut down if you go all missiles, but 6 missile launchers is pretty hefty. And yeah, well, it's not all missiles all the time. And of course, then when you start actually looking at the consumables, because I was looking, what triggered me to look at the weapon emplacements was looking at the consumables, and it starts off with 100 missiles. It's like, that's a lot for 2 launchers. That's a lot. And I was thinking, so I started looking at the weapons, go, oh, that's why. So it's because you can have actually 6 missile launchers, and they tear through them too with 6 missile launchers. I originally made them. The 2 that I have, I originally made them with the 6 launchers and the 2 turbo lasers. But then I went back and I changed them over to 4 launchers, 2 quads, and two light turbo lasers. So this is basically what they look like now. So it takes them a little bit longer to go through the missiles, but still they go through them fast because the concussions cycle pretty quick. And you're firing 4 at a time. So boom, boom, boom. And it's just like fighters die around them. So... And that's what they're supposed to do, because that's what his job is as a Corvette. His job is to, beat the crap out of fighters, and it's fairly nimble too, which is shocking. I watch it fly around, and they move around quite a bit. So, not disappointed with the Raiders so far. It's actually, and they're not that expensive. This particular build is $5 million. Do the High Preset, it's 5.2, so it doesn't really change too much. So, they're pretty decent. So we have 2 of them in our main fleet. And I'm thinking about getting 1 or 2 more to send them over to Hut Space to deal with stuff over there, because we have issues. Oh, and I also went out and bought, did I have 3 TIE Defenders last week? I don't know if I bought any extra TIE Defenders last Saturday or not, or I did it. I think I did it earlier this week. I went out and bought some 4 TIE Defenders to keep the mobilizer company, in case, any fighters get too close and get cute. So, 4 TIE Defenders destroys fighters pretty quick. So, well worth the investment. Acquisition fleet. This is the fleet we use for capturing other ships. They're currently following around the immobilizer, because the immobilizer's main job is to engage ships and make sure they don't get away so we can capture them. That's the whole point of the immobilizer function. And the hunt patrol, I don't know if I had this up running last Saturday or not. I don't remember. But I've been slowly adding ships to it, just because it's led by a Gozanti Corsair. Can I look at him? So this is a little Corsair. It's nothing special. It doesn't have a whole lot of firepower to it, but it's the reason we're using it because the Huts build it, so we get a little bit of a discount. No, you can never have enough TIE defenders. That's not a lie. But anyway, so there's this thing, goes anti-Corsair. Corsair, it's not that special. It gets the job done. It's got, what do you have? I forget what everything has these days. You have, he has 2 proud turbo lasers, so 2 forward-facing medium-sized turbo lasers. He's got a quad laser cannon for shooting out fighters, 2-point defense turrets, I think I said for shooting out missiles, and then another quad laser. So it does okay. I mean, it's not the best, but we knew it wasn't going to be the best, and that's why we gave it as much escort as we did. So it's actually flying around with 2 poor axes. Just see these guys and buy them from. Again, all these ships bought from the Huts, because again we get a slight discount. So we have poor axes. These are heavy fighters. They've got 4 laser cannons and a 1 missile launcher. They're okay. They get the job done. As a heavy fighter, we probably could use a couple more, but they're okay. And then we've got, I think, 6 of these. 6 R41 Star Chasers. These are primarily an interceptor, from what I can tell. They've got the 4 laser cannons, 2 different types, and they've got 2 launchers using concussion missiles. So we have these guys outfitted to basically shoot down other fighters. And then we also using 2 Victor wings, I think. These are heavy fighter. 2 laser cannons, 2 ion cannons, and then a quad laser up top for shooting down, stuff. So these guys are okay. They're nothing special, but they're okay. They seem squishy. It's hard to tell sometimes, but they seem squishy. And that's all we're running in this particular group. But we got, like I said, we've got 2 poor axes, 6 R41s, and 2 Victor wings. Oh, you didn't get a number. I put numbers on my ships and stuff so I can tell how many I've lost. When the numbers start, breaking off. As you can see, we've replaced some of our Star Chasers. These 4 here have no numbers assigned to them, so I forgot to do that. And we started at, 3 and 4. So that's 1. Again, you don't have to do this. I just do this to, it's easier to see who's new. And it's also a good way to see if we've recovered any ships, salvage-wise, because sometimes when you're flying around in space, you find an abandoned ship. And sometimes you usually get a notification for it, but I don't check every notification simply because there's not always just time to do it, and they don't stay up very long on the screen, so you miss some stuff. And sometimes you just have to. I'll be going through my ship list, and you see a ship name there. It's like, I don't remember getting one of those. I didn't buy that. It turns out it was a salvage, and that kind of thing. So again, I add the numbers to them. So that way I know this is something that I am aware of. I either bought it or I acquired it somehow. And when I don't see a number, it's like, it's time to give it a name. The Lancer doesn't have a number. Why didn't I give you? It doesn't matter. And why isn't there a TIE Defender 1? Because that would be Gimpy's TIE Defender would be the first one. Because this is Gimpy's personal taxi. Grapper doesn't get a number because it's got a name assigned to it. That's a system that it's assigned to. Oh, the Heraclons. These guys finally finished. Okay, so I was in the process before the stream started. Got these guys going. These are miners that we're going to be using over in Triton. So we're going to just set you down here, and you're going to mine for the commander and Alpha Group. That sound effect was just a notification saying, oh, you finished that mission, which was to assign ships to the station. That one. So the Heraclons, these are large ships, large mining ships. They're super not expensive. These might be the largest miners in the mining ships in the game. They're not super huge, but they're pretty big. And they've got all kinds of defenses on them too. They've got an actual missile launcher, concussion missile launcher. Anytime you see a concussion missile launcher, that's specifically for shooting down fighters. Then it's got 16 dual laser cannon turrets. That's for shooting down fighters. And it's got the 8 mining beams for ore, and the gas collector is a little different as far as that goes. But this is a large mining ship. And it's got room for 2 small ships. It can actually have 2 fighters escorting it if you really want to. They actually go into, I think it's this area, that little spot right down there is when they dock into. My first playthrough of this mod, I got one of these early in the game, and it was totally by luck than anything else. It just so happened that I was flying through a system that I think it was the Rebel Alliance. This was like an Imperial ship, and the Rebel Alliance was going after them, and they were just, I think it was like,
asked to drop my car.
I think it was 4 X-Wings or something, and they were just beating the hell out of this ship. And it was losing. And I was thinking, I wonder if I can capture this thing. And I was in, what was I in? I think I was in the Razor Crest. And I just come up behind it, and I just start shooting the engines and stuff. And all of a sudden, boom, all the crew just vacates the ship. And it's there. It's no longer occupied. So I got this thing early on. Makes lots of money because it's got the solid storage on this thing is pretty decent. So it can make a decent amount of money mining fairly quickly. And so we just bought one of them for one of our stations because we have the money to do it. Because as you can see, they're about 10 million or so. So not cheap, but I think they are the largest miners. That was the ore version, and then the gas version is. So it's the same ship, but the main difference is it doesn't have the mining lasers. And the ore miner will actually use the mining lasers in defense. No, pirates don't take these. These guys have too much defense for the pirates to go after. At least not with a small ship. If the pirates have a big ship, it's a different story. But most of the pirates we've been seeing lately have only been walking around in fighters. So not a big deal. And like I said, these guys can defend themselves. They are large. They are large ships. And they've got decent, respectable defenses. So, especially against fighters. So, those are those guys. And they're now here. So this is the gas miner. So it's going.
I was asked to drop my cargo.
It's going over to Dagobah to mine that kind of stuff. Not there. He's almost there. This one is... Oh, he's over on Mustafar. Or he's going to Mustafar, which is up here. And yes, this is the Star Wars galaxy. Or universe, whatever you want to call it. So if you can think of the system in Star Wars lore, it's probably on this map. So we saw Dagobah and Mustafar. Coruscant's up there, Corellia's over here somewhere, Alderaan's over here somewhere. That's Tatooine. The Maw, if you're familiar with what the Maw is. Kessel actually is in this area. I think up here. We haven't been there yet. Like I said, Bespin is in this is somewhere over on this side. I think. Oh, there's Andor. There's Bespin. Is Bespin a gas system? It sure is. The blue colors, that means there's gas, methane and that kind of fun stuff. More than likely it's Tibana, the gas, though, because that's what it was in Return of the Jedi. Not, sorry. Shoot me. Empire Strikes Back. So, that stuff. So what are we doing? Again, we're just making money at the moment. We're up to 30.5 million. And we can always go in and see what our stations are actually making. This way. Account management. If you see a station account set to 1,000 credits, that's one of our solar plants. And the general idea is the way it's supposed to work is when this station makes over 1,000 credits selling stuff, it sells all the excess down to 1,000 again. That's what it's supposed to do. Does it actually do it? Sometimes. It's not the most secure system. And then as far as the factories, we try to leave them somewhere around 1 million. So they can continue to doing business, but once we get up to a couple million of stuff, we go in there, we take the excess. That one will leave at 1.2, and this one's 2.4, so we'll take that. 1,000, 4 million. That's solid already. And so this is one of those stations. I think it's supposed to be at 1,000, but for whatever reason, he's not selling it. Triton Factory is at 500,000. Now, setting up economy is as easy as easy. Yes, it's always easy. It's always easy. We're up to 38 million now. It's like I said, this one, the Triton Defense, that's supposed to be at 1,000. You're supposed to have the station account set to 1,000, but it's not selling anything, is it? Oh, he did sell stuff. He did sell stuff. He just hasn't transferred it. For the past 30 minutes, he's been sitting on this money. I think somebody's trying to embezzle money from me. Again, this does, for some reason, that doesn't always work. So set it to a 0. We're up to 1,000-ish. Kill him. I know I should.
I was asked to drop my
He's
cargo.
embezzling from me. Okay, so this factory is not building anything. So this thing is done building. So now he just has to wait for his storage stuff to fill up. So that's what the 2 miners will be doing. They'll be bringing their stuff back here, however long it takes. We're gonna need more miners, obviously, but for starting, they'll have to do that. Especially if you ever want to see a Star Destroyer, you can't go around buying miners all the time. Like I said, we could use this fleet to go acquire some actual ships somewhere. We don't want to. Oranges, I know it. They're actually allies with the Ascendancy, which makes them our friends too. So we don't want to screw with them. Somebody's causing trouble up here. Is it you again? It's you again. So this guy is a troublemaker. He is specifically causing trouble. We don't really have anybody in this area to deal with him. What is he? He's a Lancer, isn't he? Yeah. See, he's harassing my freighter there. I don't have anybody in the area to protect him. How did I take that back? Gimpy's in the area, and the one TIE Defender against a Lancer. That might get ugly. Now you're getting away anyway. So I'm thinking TIE Defender can give him trouble, but I don't know if he can kill him. Because this is a medium-sized ship, and he's got a turret on it, so it's going to make it fun. Could just bring the fleet up here. See, he just went somewhere. Okay, we'll come up here and see if we can deal with them, with the fleet. It's a little overkill, but it'll be fine. Okay, so we have stuff. We're aware that this is for mining. This system is also available for mining as well. Although it's funny is the mining ship that was here went up Mustafar. He went all the way over here to go mining. So he went 1, 2, 3 jumps when he could just went one jump to the south. I don't know why he went up there. Do we get stuff when there's everything we need is here? Why would he do that? He's filling up on silicon. I love these live streaming views. He's not full yet. He might be looking for another asteroid to mine. Because the size of the cargo hold on this thing, he can eat up a lot of asteroids. I'd actually like to see a combat version of one of these ships. As far as I know, they only exist as miners, but I'd like to see them as a combat ship. See what they could come up with. Because, like I said, these things already have a ton of turrets on them. As a combat version, they even have better turrets. Better guns. I'm trying to see if he uses... I want to see him actually mine stuff. Not going to comply. Tell that it's taking a sweet time. Automatic mining is nice and all because you don't have to do it, but man, they're slow. Now the Hut Patrol is patrolling this system. We have a station here. Hut systems are interesting. The Hut pirates basically get free reign from the Huts to go through and do whatever.
I was asked to drop my cargo.
But you are more than like you are, no problem killing them, the pirates. But they get, like I said, they pretty much have free reign to do what they want. Like I said, we're free to defend our properties, so we don't get in trouble for killing them. Okay, so this is our flagship. What I should do. These TIE Defenders should go dock with the immobilizer.
Requesting permission to dock.
Docking permission granted.
Ship will be undocking soon.
We will be undocking right now.
Can I help?
Auto-saving. Nap time. It's nap time.
TIE Defender.
Basically, I've been sitting on the station buying stuff as I needed to. Because when you have to buy modules for stations and stuff, you have to buy them in person, which is a pain. But so we just sit there until we get the money to do it. But we're pretty okay at the moment. So we're saving our money for a Star Destroyer. Trying to save our money, at least. And that's the shipyard. That's still... I never see them building ships, but every now and then a Star Destroyer pops up somewhere for the Ascendancy. They're still getting their asses kicked by the New Republic, though. New Republic is the blue. Von Dark used to belong to the Ascendancy. So did... I think Greater Javan, I think, was neutral. I'm not sure. But these Pax and Kira used to belong to the Ascendancy, not anymore. Because the Ascendancy just doesn't know what to do. There's a Yuzan Vaughn. I'm looking to see if I see any Star Destroyers floating around. Because when we started the game, they had like 3 or 4. Now they have maybe 1 or 2. Light cruisers, I think. And for some reason, they're not building them. Or at least not building them as fast as they should be. Because they have enough parts to do it. They're just choosing not to. If they were building, you know, Star Destroyers, they'd be building one of those 2 spots here, because these are the shipyards for the extra large ships, and these are for the largest. They're not even building really any large ships either. And they should be. They're missing some parts, but...
Requesting immediate backup.
We need some more of these, but I don't know. Is that a neutron star? This is a patrol. That's a large ship there. Ah, there's a troublemaker. And he just went neutral. He can't decide. Oh yeah, he's being hostile every now and then. When he, basically, these are when he goes red. He's being a pirate when he does that. But over so much time, so much time passes, they go back to neutral. But if you can catch them before they go back to neutral, sucks to be them. So what I was going to look for? Submission orders. So this is 14 Imperial Ascendancy. Control the sector. So there's Pro Crusader in this sector over here. Do we want to support him though? Where is he? Karenathum, whatever. That's over here, I think, somewhere. Yeah, for some reason he's over here. The system he really doesn't need to be in. It's supposed to be a friendly system. Oh, maybe he's defending. Yeah, that's him right there. He's protecting from over here. So he's, I don't know why. Oh, I see. Because there's no direct connection down to Dola. That's why he's there. He should still be over here, but, you know, Celeste is the better system to be guarding, you know, an actual ascendancy system. You there yet? Almost there. There's our little fleet.
Neutron Star Cruiser.
That's the flagship of our acquisition fleet. That's one of the raiders. And that's the Veronica's Vengeance over there.
Dreadnought.
And there's our mobilizer up front.
Immobilizer 418 Cruiser.
Hey, bag of water. It is time to take a break.
Already?
Go stretch your legs.
Okay.
Your next break is in 1 hour.
And there we go.
Thank you.
Oh, that's right. We forget we have other TIE defenders here. That's what's sticking up there on the belly. Ta-da. No problem, right? Okay, so I gotta take a break since we're somewhat safe here. We will be back in a few minutes. Need to get up, stretch my legs, get some water, see what Mrs. Gimpy and the dogs are up to. I'll be back in a few minutes. So thank you for watching. Enjoy the dog video.